Hi there, or moin as we say here where I live. Welcome to Analog Tidbits. I'm your host Steph, and we want to serve you tasty bits all around film photography, darkroom work, cameras, film and more. If you are new to the channel, consider subscribing so you get notified every time we bring you something new. But even more important, tell your analog friends about the channel. If you have questions, suggestions, a topic for another video, just leave a comment or send me an email. The address is in the description. So let's see what's on the menu today. Today we've got something very special for you, the infamous Canon AE-1. When the Canon AE-1 was introduced in 1978, it was the first SLR to incorporate a microcontroller for all the logic operations as measuring light, controlling the shutter and calculating exposure values. Although electronics and ICs have been used in camera electronics for quite a while, a computer-controlled camera was something special in the late 70s. Following the first personal computers or the invention of digital watches, computer electronics stood for precision and speed. But there were also many photographers remaining skeptical on giving up their control in favor of an electronic device. Little did they know about algorithms and digital uniformity. Viewed from outside, the AE-1 did look like any normal compact SLR of that time. Film advance, aperture and time control, everything was set manually. The shutter speeds were conveniently placed on a dial right below the film advance that could easily be adjusted with your fingertip that would usually rest on the electronic controlled shutter release. Here, the use of electronics showed a real advance. As the shutter is released by a magnet controlled by the computer, there is no mechanical force needed to press the shutter. The only resistance Canon did built into the system was calculated to give you the right feedback and to prevent accidental exposures. The computing power of the AE-1 did need a bit more energy, so the Canon needs a 6-volt battery hidden under an easy-to-break-off door at the front of the camera. A stop-down button allowed the use of older FT lenses, and a dedicated backlight button would lower your exposure values for 1.5 stops to compensate for lighter foregrounds. As an automated camera working in shutter priority mode, the lens could be set manually or put into auto mode where the camera would set the aperture according to shutter speed and light. Canon did prefer this method as it resulted in more sharp and usable images with dynamic subjects. The AE-1 accepts a motor winder that automatically advances the film. At a speed of 1 frame per second, if the batteries were fresh, you can't speak of a motor drive, but a winder is fair. The original breech lock Bionet introduced with the Canon F offered a lot of advantages and precise aperture control. Automatic communication over minimal and maximal lens openings and less structural stress when changing lenses. But it was not loved by most of the users as they felt it would be cumbersome to use. The viewfinder of the AE-1 was far more classical than the finder on the later A1 that offered a LED text display and full information readout. The AE-1 only shows the suggested aperture. To use this information in manual mode, you need to check the settings on the respective dials by taking the camera down from your eye. So, how tasty is the AE-1 today? Main reason for its vast popularity is the wide choice of lenses, their cheap prices and the fact that nearly 1 million of these cameras have been sold. Nevertheless, the price went up steeply during the last years. And although the AE-1 is really a capable camera, its high price today lowers the overall tastiness quite a bit. Thanks again for watching, hope you liked the video, and as always, stay tasty, shoot film, and see you next time.